guys, and welcome to our first monthly news video. Each month we'll be giving you a rundown of the recent international regulatory news and updates with a little more detail on what the changes mean for you in practical terms.
So first in technology news, let's look at 5G. So last week brought the ITU's World Radio Communication Conference 2019, held in Sharm el-Sheikh, to a close. One of the key topics being discussed was the rollout of 5G, and more specifically the development of IMT 2020, which is the standard to be used to facilitate global development and deployment of 5G. 5G will be a huge change for the radio industry. It will bring faster data transfer, advanced interconnectivity, and it will benefit a number of different applications such as cellular communication, smart cities, IoT, M2M communication, connected vehicles, to name a few. Back to the World Radio Communication Conference, and delegates from regulators around the world have identified 24.25 to 27.5 GHz, 37 to 43.5 GHz, 45.5 to 47 GHz, 47.2 to 48.2 GHz, and 66 to 71 GHz for the deployment of 5G globally. At present, a total of 17.25 GHz of spectrum has been allocated, with most of this harmonised worldwide already. Harmonisation was a key topic discussed as well for 5G, with a focus on international roaming and also ensuring cost efficiency for manufacturers of 5G equipment.
So what's next for 5G?
Yeah, so the ITU group, who are responsible for IMT 2020, are finalising their evaluation of the proposed technologies which will support the 5G network. Field trials are also still ongoing globally. It's anticipated that evaluations will be carried out in February, with the finalisation of the standards shortly thereafter.
We're actually seeing 5G developments around the world too. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission in Thailand have announced a draft proposal for telecommunications equipment using IMT 2020 5G technology, along with the draft standards NBTC 1036 and 37 respectively for user equipment and base stations using this tech. They are requesting comments on the draft regulations, and anyone wishing to make a comment should submit that by fax, email or mail by the 16th of December.
Yep, and on top of that, the UAE have also launched a similar public consultation on UAE's 5G strategy. So the purpose of their consultation is to invite comment on the proposed alignment and rollout of the UAE strategy for IMT 2020. Comments can once again be submitted by email or by mail, and the deadline here is the 31st of December. Likewise, IMDA in Singapore have issued their second public consultation on 5G, and participation is invited up until January 2020.
Okay, also of note, Chile Subtel launched a public consultation on 5G last month. The window for comments for that closed on the 7th of November, but if you've missed the boat, you can still check on the website to see what they're proposed as well.
Yeah, so all of these draft strategies and proposals for 5G, so from Thailand, Singapore, UAE, they can be found on the respective regulators' websites, all of which are linked at the bottom of this video.
In general though, I'd say that things are really starting to gain traction for 5G deployment worldwide. We're monitoring the developments and we'll be sure to keep our customers updated. So out of the LATAM region, really the big development here was at the start of the month, with Brazilian regulator ANATEL issuing a new resolution, number 715, which will, as of the 22nd of April next year, replace Res 242 and 323. The operational procedures to support the new resolution are yet to be published. Currently, ANATEL are working with volunteers from the OCDs to discuss the procedures, with the goal of concluding the drafts in January. At that point, they'll be submitted for public consultation so they can be approved in April in accordance with the deadline established in Res 715. In the interim, the only real immediate change is that ANATEL are no longer applying a fee for issue of approval of telecommunications products, although the test fees, OCD fees, etc. remain in place. Once the operational procedures are approved, we'll have firm details on the practical implementation of ANATEL's plans around market surveillance and how the samples for testing at time of renewal, where that's required, will be taken from the market and so on. In the meantime, you can find the link to the new resolution in the link attachments to the video.
As you may also have seen, the Malaysian Technical Standards Forum, that's MTSFB, have recently published a second revision of their draft regulation on short-range devices and are now welcoming public comment. The new regulation is very much aligned with EU and the USA from a standards point of view, with devices required to comply with EN 301-489-1 and CISPRA 32 for EMC. Any devices connected directly to the service provider, such as home gateways and routers for example, must additionally comply with 60950 or 62368 for safety. EU and FCC standards are also used as the reference for RF compliance, and the regulation gives a breakdown of all available frequencies for SRDs, including the allowed application and the maximum power output. There are no surprises in this list, though I would still invite manufacturers to check that their products are covered from a compliance point of view, especially for more recent technologies such as ultra-wideband and wireless power transfer. You can find instructions on how to submit comments directly on our website, but note that the deadline for submission of comments is the 3rd of December, so if you do want to act, you will have to move quickly.
Additionally, Vietnamese regulator MIC have introduced a new circular bringing in a new standard on EMC for mobile terminal and ancillary equipment of digital cellular telecom systems. The new standard is the equivalent of ETSI 301-48952 and will replace these existing separate requirements for GSM and WCDMA LTE equipment as of the 1st of July 2020.
So, first of all, Algerian regulator ARPCE have issued a new decision regarding changes to the type approval procedure for radio products. So while the procedure itself is largely the same as before, there are a few changes which manufacturers should be aware of. Firstly, the approval validity has been extended from 2 years to 3 years. Next, ARPCE have stated that test reports submitted should be issued within the past 3 years. Now, we know this isn't always possible for manufacturers, so when this isn't the case, a declaration stating that the equipment is still being manufactured and conforms with the previous test report should be provided. Finally, one radiated sample is now required to be submitted for all cellular type approval applications. This is of course good news for manufacturers, as previously 3 samples were required.
Better for sustainability also.
Exactly. ARPC have also introduced labelling requirements, so the approval number and a phrase stating that it is type approved by ARPCE must now be added to the equipment.
Ethiopia now have a new telecommunications regulator, the Ethiopian Communications Authority, or ECE, who will be handling type approval applications in the future. We're not anticipating any immediate changes to the procedure or the requirements as a result of this change. However, more will be known over the next couple of months once the transition is complete.
Yeah, and also late last month, Sierra Leone's regulator, NATCOM, they released their planned new type approval regulations. That's for all electronic communications equipment. The planned changes include the possibility of NATCOM to request samples to support type approval applications, as well as the addition of a simplified type acceptance process for products which have been approved by regulators who are recognised by NATCOM. They also introduced labelling requirements as well.
So that's all from us for this month. If you have any questions or concerns about any of these updates, or if there is anything particular that you would like us to monitor for you, then please get in touch.